Hey, this is Phil Bear, and why in the world do we do that? It's Mardi Gras season, yeah. Dancing in the streets. And as a guy who grew up in New Orleans a long time ago, and I went to many parades, I'm just here to talk about what that means. A lot of people think or imagine, they think, hey, I'm going to Mardi Gras in New Orleans. They're going to go to actually that day of Mardi Gras, which is the day before Ash Wednesday, before Lent starts. And whether you picture Bourbon Street or Canal Street just packed with people doing crazy things, floats coming down, people throwing things like beads now. Well, Mardi Gras season, it's a season. It's not a day. Okay, this is what happens. It coincides with what was known as the liturgical year, meaning the liturgical year in the church would go from the birth of Christ. Well, it would start with Advent, then the birth of Christ, which now we celebrate December 25th. And then that Christmas season would run for 12 days after that until the Epiphany. The Epiphany was, quote, when we would, quote, celebrate the fact of the three wise men, the three kings, called King Day, when Christ was exposed to the world, the whole world. This is when the whole world came to know about him. It's called Epiphany. That's kind of what that means. Exposure to be shown to the world. They came and they adored. So on Epiphany, that's when Mardi Gras season starts. Yes, it does. And in New Orleans and all around the city, all of the Gulf Coast, actually, of course, Mobile, the parades and the partying starts at that time and runs for about 6 weeks until Mardi Gras Day itself, which is on the day before Ash Wednesday. Okay, so talk about Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday means the day when Lent starts. I talked about the liturgical year because after Christmas, then the next thing you have, of course, the Epiphany, and then 40 days before Easter, there's a season of penance, fasting, giving up things, suffering, becoming more holy. And that 40 days starts on Ash Wednesday, and it's called Ash Wednesday because that's the day when Catholics have the ash put on their foreheads, and they say, remember, you're going to die. You are ashes, and you're going to be ashes again. It's a time of penance and suffering and trying to be a better person until Easter. Well, the time before that, between Epiphany and Ash Wednesday, was like, hey, it ain't Lent yet. Let's party. And of course, Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday, the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. But the whole season before that, the parties start right there. In fact, the 12th night revelers, were the 12 days after Christmas, would be the night when the Epiphany, 12th night revelers, they're celebrating the King's Day, the day when the kings, and we would go to parties almost every week as the young children. And at these parties and the parades and balls, I forgot to mention the balls, long before there were parades, there were balls. People would have crews, or they would get together as an organization and pay for their own big ball. And it was a huge thing. I mean, it was a big thing, a lot of money. You pay for it yourself. It's like they say, it's the greatest free show on earth. So anyway, I'm talking about Mardi Gras, New Orleans. So New Orleans, Mardi Gras is a whole season, 5-6 weeks of parades, parties, balls, and the king cake parties. Of course, a lot of people get together and they pay for big balls. Well, us common folk, we had king cakes, named for the three kings that came at Epiphany to bring their gifts to Christ, to the baby Jesus Christ. So, now what a king cake is, if you haven't had one, it's like a cinnamon bun and a coffee cake. It's a sweet roll. That's a sweet dough. And this dough would be decorated with sweet stuff, and inside of it would be a baby Jesus, a little plastic thing, just symbolize that's all symbolism. Um, and the thing was, whoever got the piece with the little baby Jesus, they had to throw the party the next week. And I'm talking grammar school. I mean, we were in grammar school, and we'd be going to king cake parties almost not every week, but quite frequently up until Ash Wednesday. Um, it was a time to celebrate, getting ready to go to Lent. So that's all. Not a big deal. As far as why they throw things, and let's see, the king cake. What else might be interesting to you? That was it. The main point was somebody was talking about, can't wait till Mardi Gras. I'm thinking, Mardi Gras is here. We've been celebrating Mardi Gras. There's parades. There are parades almost every day in and around New Orleans and Mobile and other places. I mean, literally, every subdivision or every small area has a parade. They put together a crew and they have fun, and then the same people would get out and wait for the next parade coming by. Of course, the big parades are happening the last 5 days before Mardi Gras and on Mardi Gras. That's when Rex and Comus and all of the big parades happen. So, a lot of partying going on, but we're all good people. Like I said, I grew up in New Orleans. I'm 83 years old, and I used to watch them with the flambeau, meaning they would only had night parades. They didn't have day parades. So what they would do was they would have these people walking with railroad flares that throw off the sparks, and they would walk alongside these parades with the flambeau, and they also had actual flames, a torch of some type that they would carry. Talk about dangerous? Yeah, because those floats were made of paper and things like that. But we didn't know. We'd just stand there as a little boy and say, hey, throw me something, mister. So this is Phil wishing you a fabulous Mardi Gras season and a fabulous Lent and Easter and everything else. Hope you have a good day. Today is January the 24th, 2024. And I'm having fun.